somehow just managed to knock over my phone and cut my hand on something within the first 30 seconds of this video. I'll obviously cut out that massive fumbling, but that's not a good start to this video. Anyways, hi everyone, my name is Shauna in case you don't know, and welcome back to another video. So one of my most anticipated movies of the year recently came out, and I'm not going to talk about that movie in particular because I don't want to talk about this movie until it's out on DVD. I'm a huge fan of not spoiling movies until everyone can have the option to see it without going to the theater. However, what I do want to talk about is what it's like to go to the movie theaters with misophonia. I was super nervous about this, and I do have to say that my nervousness was somewhat justified because I did struggle at the movie theater with my misophonia. So misophonia, in case you don't know, is a condition in which certain noises cause you pain. It can sometimes involve other senses. I have specific things that are a trigger for me that involve smell and involve visual sight, but it's very much more centered on noises. It can cause you to be angry, it can cause you to be depressed, it can cause you to have a panic attack. For me, I get pain, then I get angry, then I get depressed, and my brain goes, you have to get away from the noise. And so sometimes when I'm around someone and they start eating food, I have to get up and run. So I was worried about going to the movies because people are crunching popcorn around you. That is just the standard thing that happens in movies. You can't avoid it. No matter what showing you're going to, if there's multiple people in the theater and you aren't just sitting in the theater alone, there's going to be people around you eating popcorn. Which posed a massive problem for me because popcorn is more challenging than other food to be around people that are eating it, because some other food can be quieter, but popcorn is very crunchy. So the first showing that I went to for Secrets of Dumbledore was really stressful because I didn't know what to do. My plan was just to sit like in a back corner away from everyone else, and well, I decided that the back corner was the spot for me because it could allow me to easily leave if I needed to, and because it would guarantee that there would be like less people around me. In particular, what I would do is I would sit with someone else most of the time, or sometimes I'd be by myself, but most of the time I tried to go with another person, and I would have like, this would be the corner and I'd be sitting right here. There'd be the person I was with who agreed not to eat food, and then over this way, this looks really strange, but over this way is where the people who would be eating popcorn would be sitting, and then there might also be someone in front of me. So that's the strategy that I used. It worked pretty well. It made it so sometimes there was like nobody sitting anywhere near me, and that always worked out perfectly whenever that happened. But sometimes there would be people that would be 2 seats over, or if I was going by myself, sometimes I would have to sit right next to another person, which was challenging when the people would eat popcorn. And I was really struggling with that first showing because I got there early because it was an advanced screening and I was supposed to show up early, and I didn't know what to do because everyone was sitting down eating popcorn. There was no trailers on the screen. It was like an early screening, so like they didn't have any specialized trailers for the early screening. And so I decided to plug my ears until the movie started. Well, I hurt my ears by plugging my ears so hard to try and block out the people eating popcorn. And also, it's very insanely awkward to be in public sitting like this while everyone else is talking and functioning normally. That sounded very strange to talk with my ears plugged. Anyways, my dad came up with this idea to get the headphones that are at the theater. So the theaters have headphones for people with disabilities. Generally, these headphones serve 2 functions. They aren't specifically designed for misophonia. And the 2 functions that these headphones serve are that they can provide descriptions of visually what is happening for people who are blind or who have visual impairments. Now, to be clear, not all theaters have this option for the visual impairment help. I found that Cinemark, the theater that I went to the most, was the only one that had it. Regal didn't have it and AMC didn't have it. However, I'm guessing that they probably just have it, but like in different headphones that they don't give out unless you specify that you're visually impaired. So Cinemark had this for the visual impairment options, that it could describe what was going on the screen, which is actually fun to do. There was a few scenes where I was curious how it would describe, so I'd like turn it on. But the other thing that this does is for people with hearing difficulties who just need to be able to turn up the volume louder in their ears, to be able to have the volume right next to the ears instead of just around them in the theater. And I was using the headphones and I would turn the volume on so that I could hear the volume directly through the headphones. But the major thing that the headphones were useful for was that they muffled noises outside. So it muffled the noises of popcorn eating, and using the strategy of sitting in the corner with someone between me and the people eating popcorn made it so that I could tolerate going to the movie. Now, it was challenging when I would get up to go use the restroom. I'd have to take off the headphones. When I first sit down, when I get up to leave, there's all these different scenarios where I'd have to take off the headphones and I would hear people eating popcorn. And if people were directly next to me, I would be hearing them eat popcorn. The last showing that I went to, there was someone next to me eating nuts. That is worse than popcorn. The headphones did nothing. I found that Cinemark headphones were better at blocking out noise than Regal or AMC. AMC had crappy headphones. The size of the little part that goes over your ears was like this big, so it like barely covered the hole right here. So like AMC's was pretty crap and it didn't block out very much noise. Regal was bigger, it was about the same size as Cinemark, but Regal's felt like very old, and so they didn't like work as well, and sometimes the audio would be a little glitchy. But Cinemark, perfect. Cinemark is so good. If you have misophonia, I highly recommend going to Cinemark as opposed to AMC or Regal. I felt like they had the best accommodations in terms of the headphones, and the headphones are the only thing that I can firmly like recommend that can help with misophonia. And they also can't legally ask you what your disability is. So if you ask for the headphones and they say, oh, do you have hearing problems? You can explain misophonia to them, or you can say, you legally cannot ask me that, and I could technically sue your company if you ask me that. You need to know your rights as a person with health issues and disabilities, and you need to know that they also cannot deny accommodating you if your accommodations are reasonable. So yeah, that was just basically how I managed to go to the movie with misophonia. And just keep in mind too that my strategy of sitting in the back corner with someone between me and other people I didn't know and using headphones does nothing to help the fact that occasionally movies and movie trailers will have triggering noises in it. So for Secrets of Dumbledore, there's one scene in which Aberforth Dumbledore is eating a soup. And as he's eating the soup, there's slurping. There isn't so much crunching, but there is very much noise of food in mouth. And when I was going, there was this trailer for like the, what is it called? The like DC superhero pets movie? DC League of Super Pets? I don't know what it's called, but there's like snoring in the trailer for that, and that is a misophonia trigger for me, so I was very uncomfortable and in pain during that trailer. So there's nothing that they can do to fix that part of it, but there is a way to help with the fact that people next to you may be crunching popcorn. It's not a perfect solution. You still will potentially have to hear people eating popcorn, but it's better than nothing. When I was expressing my fear about going to the movies with misophonia and how hard it was going to be, I had some people suggest to me that I should reach out to Warner Brothers and ask them if they could send me a digital copy of the movie. I have too much anxiety for that, and I was too afraid that they'd be like, no. And then I would be like, haha, that was awkward. So I didn't want to do that. But like, it would have been cool if they would have done that, and it would have been much more manageable for me if they would have done that. It'd be really nice if movie companies would have an option for like, if you have misophonia or can't go to the movie theater due to a health issue, that they would like send you DVDs if you like pay for them, or like send you digital copies. That'd be really nice, but like, I know they can't do that because they can't guarantee who you're gonna show the movie to, but you know, it'd be nice if they did, but they can't. Anyways, this was all for today's video. I hope that you found this video informative. I hope that if you have misophonia, you can figure out somewhat workaround solution for how you can go to the movie theater if that is something that you are interested in doing. There are still so many different live performance events that I wish I could find a workaround to. Like, I wish I could go to the Harry Potter concerts, but they're not going to be able to provide me headphones for that, and there's for sure going to be people eating food next to me. I wish I could go to live theater, but again, same issue. Misophonia just complicates every element of my life, and I hate that it's getting in the way of me doing things that I enjoy. It sucks. It sucks. I wish there was a freaking misophonia cure, you know? Then my life would be easier. Then tons of people's lives across the world would be easier, because misophonia can affect anyone in any country of any age and of any gender. Yeah, I just wish there was a cure for this, but there isn't, and so I'm trying to figure out how to adjust my life so that I can function and do things that I enjoy despite having misophonia. Anyways, if you'd like to, feel free to subscribe to me if you haven't already. If you aren't into subscribing to people, I totally get it. I still appreciate you watching my videos. I upload videos twice a week, so my next video will be uploaded next Tuesday, and that will be a book-related video. I hope all of you stick around to watch that video, and until next time, goodbye!